Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Walker Ford in Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? I have that mid-size 3-row SUV that has received some big changes. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2025 Ford Explorer. This particular one is the ST line trim. But before we get into this sporty spec crossover SUV that's 3 rows, let's talk about what's going on here. The Explorer. That really has been the meat and potatoes of their SUV lineup. It starts with the small Bronco Sports. Then, of course, you look at the Ford Escape, the Ford Edge, and then you get to the Ford Explorer. Now, for 2025, they decided to bring some big changes. And one thing that I don't ever want to change is I want to bring all the different trims to you. So, out of the 4 that has now been whittled down for model year 2025, this is the ST line. So it starts active, ST line, platinum, and then the top performance trim, which is the ST. But what I want to find out is if you're looking for a sporty styled crossover SUV that's a midsize, but you don't necessarily need 400 horsepower like the Explorer ST has, is this the better way to go than, say, the black edition of the Honda Pilot? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, it looks familiar, but you're also going to notice some changes. What's changed? Obviously, new headlight design. Everything is LED illuminated. Down below, they do give you fog lamps and functional corner air curtains. And when you go ST, you're getting some of that black trim. So on the lower lip, this is all gloss black. As we come across to the front grille area, this is specific to the ST line and the ST. So gloss black, honeycomb grille design. You got the black letters of the Explorer name on the hood. I am gonna zonk that. I wish that they would just indent the name with a nice indentation on the front of the hood, because I feel like the chance of these falling off is gonna be great, especially as you're washing and waxing your baby. Now, as you work your way down, you have a forward-facing camera on the ST line. And then, like I said, that gloss black on the lower lip runs all the way across. And there's even functionality on the lower grille area as well. But definitely the Oxford white with the black accents has a nice pop to it. Now, as we rise up, you have the same hood as last model year, and that's not a bad thing because it's got some nice muscular bulge to it. We come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. So what you're gonna find is this actually has the optional 21-inch wheels off the ST. So let me explain what's going on here. So the Explorer ST line is a sporty style to try to keep the price down, give you a sporty style, but keep the price kind of manageable. They normally come with 20-inch wheels. This is the optional 21-inch wheel that is standard on the top performance ST trim. Love the gunmetal gray finish, and I like the way it's a nice, like a flat finish to it. You'll notice that this has the updated brake package. So not only are you getting the wheels, but we have the bigger brakes, nice bright red. This is basically the same rotors and calipers as the Police Interceptor Explorer. So if you ever wanted to be somebody that kind of has the same gear, the same kit as a police officer, this Explorer ST line has that braking capability. Suspension has been retuned as well to give you some sportier handling. And they even reworked the chassis for the model year 2025 Explorers. Flat black, which I'm gonna have to zonk. I wish on the ST line and the ST this would be painted, but all the trims, including the platinum trim, have flat black around the fender opening. Let me know how you feel about that. Coming down the side, you do get a little badge. Gotta have the badge, of course, ST line. Blacked out on the A-pillar, blacked out on your mirror caps with your turn signals built in. We got 360-degree cameras. And from the side, you can see that besides the wheels, most of it has been brought over from the previous model year. It's the front and the back that has the biggest changes. ST line gives you a little bit of gloss black along the bottom. The Explorer name nicely placed down below. It doesn't need to be more stick-on letters all over the place. Working our way towards our rear. Love the body lines. It's not like a hard crisp line, it's like a bulge of a body line that comes into our all-new taillights. And I like the way the lighting comes into the gloss black trim. And then the Explorer name is spelled out, but it's within the trim, so it really cleans up the back. You'll notice that we have four-wheel drive on ours, so you got power going to the rear, power going to the front. Always got to zonk the exposed wiper. I don't know why they don't just hide these underneath the rear spoiler, especially when you have such a beefy rear spoiler. And then working your way down to ground level, you do have your towing hookup, 5,000-pound towing capacity. And on the ST line, there's no exhaust showing, and I'm okay with that. I'm glad that they didn't do that. Save that for the ST. But why don't we pop the hood and talk about power of this ST line. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. This should have hood struts, so I am gonna zonk that. But I do like when you go ST line, you're getting the beefier bracing from the top performance spec ST. So this is gonna stiffen up the front end of the vehicle. Underneath is gonna be that standard engine. That's a 2.3 liter EcoBoost inline 4 turbocharged engine. Now, before you get all upset that it's a 4-cylinder, it actually produces more horsepower and torque than the Honda Pilot. 300 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. Top speed is governed to 125 miles an hour. MPGs, 20 in the city, 29 on the highway. And the vehicle weighs 4,500 pounds. So just two engine choices, this and the engine that's 400 horsepower in the ST. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this 4-cylinder turbo and see this Explorer ST line move. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Ford Explorer ST line. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking at new mid-size 3-row SUVs. I definitely have been fighting off buying one. I really don't want one, but I need it because of my family's needs. But I don't want to look like a fuddy-duddy driving an SUV. So I'm really liking the style of this ST line, but I guess the bottom line is, what's the price? This one, the way it's optioned with the all-wheel drive, with, of course, the optional 21-inch wheels, you're looking at an MSRP of $54,500. Let's see how it stacks up to the Honda Pilot, to the door panels. When you go ST line, they take some of the sporty style and they bring it to the interior. You're gonna get the bright red contrast stitching, the nice silver trim, no gloss black anywhere on the door panel, so that's a nice touch. Door pocket is extra large. You can get your meatball sub from Subway, eat fresh, get extra parm, and even tell them to throw an extra ball in there for you. Plus a bottle of Fanta to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, we got the B&O sound system with the speakers built in to the dash. The Explorer name, I love this dark trim, the red stitching. On the side over here, you could put a highlighter or two. Maybe somebody is doing some reading and they need to highlight some important information. You can put a couple of highlighters in there. And then guess what? That's your standard infotainment system. 13.2 inch. It's got the Sync 4 system, the Google Maps, the Google Assistant, all touchscreen. So let me know how you feel about your AC controls are all in the touchscreen. I think once you get used to it, it's okay, but I would still like some physical buttons and knobs here. That would make me just feel a little bit better. Hill descent control. Of course, you could adjust your seats since they're power adjustable. And check this out, massage on an ST line. Your Honda Pilot isn't gonna have massage seats. You're gonna have your significant other massage you. Nice to have the massage seats in this setup. I'm gonna show you out the front. So there we are, Walker Ford out the front. Actually pretty good resolution, the 360. And then of course, you could go into any angle very easily with your 360 camera so that you don't scuff those beautiful wheels. And then we're right back where we started. One actual knob, that's the volume knob. Everything else, some buttons for your auto start stop and that camera and to shut the traction control off, wireless charging, plus a place to put easily 2 packages of Reese's peanut butter cups. No gloss black. I like the flat black. Open this guy up. You have, of course, your 12 volt USB-C, USB-A, and you can fit easily, I would say, 15 York peppermint patties in there. 2 cup holders. This controls your 10-speed automatic transmission. You have your drive mode selector switch. I'll show you this when you come to the business end. A place for your sporty Twinkie. Nice soft touch material with the red stitching. Open it up. 2 USB-Cs, and you have enough room in there. Easily, I would say, you could put Optimus Prime and Megatron in there. No, not the actual characters. I'm talking about the toys. So if you were a kid during the 1980s like I was, you can keep your Transformers in there. And there's enough room, like I said, for Optimus Prime and Megatron. My advice, especially if you get pulled over, do not have Megatron transformed into the gun. Because that's what it was. Megatron transformed into a gun. I know in a lot of the movies he's a jet, he's a tank, he's all these other damn things. No, the original Transformers, Megatron transformed into a gun. I don't advise doing that and driving around. So make him be in a robot form, not a gun form. Just a little piece of advice. Seats, the nice leather, the stitching, nice bolstering. You do have electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver. And then this one, look at what we got. Has that nice panoramic power shade sunroof. Doesn't know what I want it to do. There you go. Now it's closing again. But why don't you come over here to the business end. I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this Explorer. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 3 memory seat settings, and you have your ST line aluminum sill plate. I love how easy it is to get to the seat controls. They really upgraded the material very nicely. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room. Steering wheel, the leather. Just hate the horn button. I wish they would do something different with this horn button. So that's a zonk. It is power tilting and telescoping of a wheel. And then you do have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that, check this out, you could scroll through a cornucopia of different information, including bringing the map over. That's kind of cool, especially if somebody is using the infotainment system for something else. You could bring the map over. And of course, we have our different modes. So nice to have the slippery when wet mode. That's called the Bon Jovi mode. Eco mode, if you're going to eat leaves for lunch, you want to be in eco mode, you could tow and haul 5,000 pounds. We're going to stick it in sport mode. And then if you're wondering what is at the top of the steering column, that's for Blue Cruise to read your eyeballs to make sure that you're paying attention to what's in front of you. But why don't we go ahead? I'm still getting a massage in this thing, by the way, which has been pretty nice. Let's get into the mid row and the third row and see if your passengers are going to be happy you went Explorer over Pilot. All right, guys, backseat time. And this is another area where the Explorer has always excelled, especially this generation and previous model years. The seats are fantastic. The material, just like up front. Love the armrest as always. They do a proper armrest. And then you have the black leather material all the way around the back. Nice large pocket. You could get 2 of those massive lollipops that you get from the candy store in the mall. They're like yay big. My mom would never buy those for me. She'd be like, Joseph, you're gonna break your teeth. I'm not buying those. So the only thing I was left with was a dum-dum. But maybe that was a sign that she was trying to tell me by giving me a dum-dum. Would she call me a dum-dum? Sometimes I'm a dum-dum, but my favorite flavors, by the way, if you're ever gonna give me a dum-dum, root beer and cream soda. Love those 2 flavors of dum-dums. Moving on, we do have our manual controls nicely placed. You do get heated seats for the rear passengers, which are nice. 2 stages, USB-Cs, a home power source, and your drop-down cup holders. And then sitting here, feels good. If you're ever having the paparazzi chasing after you, you could put up the security shades, the manual security shades. The seats slide. The seats recline. A little bit. Not much. I wish the seat would recline some more. Is that it? That's terrible. I wish it reclined a little bit more. But, hey, it's better than nothing. My mom's station wagon, 9-passenger station wagon, the seats didn't recline. That's how you sat in it. You just sat in it and you didn't complain. But we're going to move this out of the way because I'm going to kind of fall into the 3rd row. Look at this. I'm falling and I can't get up. Remember those commercials? Anyways, sitting back here, I got the AC vents. They carved out the headliner really nice to even let a 6-foot-tall person like myself back here. So I'm not even close to the headliner. You got your USB-Cs. You got your pockets for long, skinny things. So if you have any long, skinny things or short, skinny things, maybe you're used to short, skinny things, like maybe like a dill pickle. I'm more of like a, I don't know, am I a pickle person? I do like pickles, but here's a funny thing. I hate cucumbers. So I don't know where the hell that came from, but 2 USB-Cs. Seat is semi-comfortable. I wouldn't want to stay back here all day, and thank God I'm not. Let's get into the cargo area because I want to go for a spin in this ST line Explorer. All right, guys, cargo area time, real simple. You have the nice electric assist. You just got to find the button. There it is. It's under the R for Rady's Rides. Lift back opens up. What are you greeted to? You're actually greeted to, with that 3rd row up, 16 cubic feet of space. Let me show you some of the doodads here because there's a few. You do have storage underneath. I just wish it didn't have carpet because if you have, say, like the kids' sandy flip-flops, the pails, the buckets from the beach and all that crap, the towels, it's going to be a pain to get that to come out when you vacuum it. But it is nice that there's storage underneath. What's even nicer is on the ST line, you do have your buttons here for the rear. So electric dropping, look at that. One-touch operation. It's a 50-50 split. It's a little slow, but look what I did. I folded down the mid-row to just show you 86 cubic feet of space. 86. That's a good amount of space, especially when you're going up against a big dog like the Honda Pilot. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm ready. Why don't we get behind the wheel and go for a little spin in this ST line Explorer. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're inside this 2025 Ford Explorer ST line. And I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I am in sport mode. And right away, you're gonna love all of the changes that they made to the whole system. I mean, from the infotainment system, all these different apps, to the seat materials, to the fact that you have freaking massage seats in an ST line. To me, that's mind-blowing. I don't know about you. Just heated seats, though. It's interesting that you have massage seat, but they're just heated seats, no ventilated seats at this price point. To me, that's a zonk. But why don't we slow down here in a second, and we're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. So I think you're gonna find that even though this has the 2.3 liter EcoBoost, you're gonna have plenty of power. More power than the Honda Pilot, which means that it does have a faster 0 to 60 quarter mile time, and they have the same amount of towing, which is nice. 5,000 pounds, even Stevens on the towing. Getting to the infotainment system is well within reach. And then, of course, having the amenities, all of the new technology, all these pieces coming together really creates a nice driving environment. The one thing to remember, though, is that you do have to touch the screen for everything. which once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad, but it does take some time getting used to. But I love what they've done with making the chassis more rigid. That is cutting down on a lot of noise and vibration. They added to the sound deadening material. And you're still getting all of the great room in here that you found on the previous model year. We have the addition of Blue Cruise that's available. That's that semi-autonomous driving experience. But when you go ST line, the brakes in this thing are amazing because, like I said, they're the bigger calipers, bigger rotors that you would find on the Police Interceptor. Let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Nice. Smooth shift from the 10-speed. Look at that. So they do a really good job with the driving dynamics of the Explorer. I personally would like the ST because that gives you 400 horsepower rather than the 300. But if you're really trying to be mindful of that price point, but yet you want the sportiness, this does bring a nice sporty edge. And then with the amenities that you're getting, like the freaking massage seats, it's really incredible what they're bringing to kind of separate themselves from the rest of the competition in the mid-size 3-row SUV segment. But very comfortable, very smooth. You got all your safety features, of course, your blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, brake assist, adaptive cruise. And in the different modes, I like the way it really creates a different personality for each mode. Like in sport mode, with the kind of quicker steering that is offered, it really gives it a little bit better edge. And you'll notice it lets you know when Blue Cruise is available, and you're just gonna hit the button, and now we're doing that hands-free semi-autonomous driving. I mean, look at this. Here we are with the Blue Cruise. What you have to do is make sure that you keep your eyes forward, and that's what that box on top of the steering column is doing, is that it is making sure that you're keeping your eyes forward. But it's a simple system to use, and they're adding more and more roads each and every day with over-the-air updates, which is nice. Turn on the turn signal, pulls on over. Really nice system to work with. Still not as good as Super Cruise from GM, but pretty darn good. And you can see how it's slowing me down. It's not really herky-jerky. It's nice and smooth, which is great. But that is another advantage, especially when you're driving, say, in work in a traffic situation. You could use the Blue Cruise feature and take some of that stress out of your commute. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Walker Ford. I'm hoping that this has been a good overall driving experience for you. Overall review of this Explorer ST line. We're gonna get back and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day. Of course, in so many ways here at Walker Ford. Definitely gotta thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, and the rest of the team getting us this ST line of the updated Explorer. Let me know what you think. Did they make the right changes? Do you like the fact that they have a sporty style trim, but not the extra horsepower? Let me know in that comment section, and let me know, would you rather have this than a Honda Pilot Black Edition? Put that in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Of course, we need to thank Stephen Flood Photography. Show him some love in the comment section. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, and MySpace. And then, of course, just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.